Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge Supreme Court of India, Learned Attorney General of India, Mr. R. Venkataramani, Honorable Chief Justice of Uttarakhand, Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, Honorable Director, National Judicial Academy, Mr. Justice Sujoy Paul, Honorable Judge in Charge, Ujala, that is Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy, and share that the moment our honorable chief guests and the dignitaries will arrive, we will start this conference with the national anthem. Sharing about the technical sessions, I would just like to express that today, post-inaugural session, we will have a group photograph outside the admin block, followed by high tea, and then our technical sessions will begin. The first session's theme is Constitutional Morality and Contemporary Constitutional Trends. The proposed scope of discussion will be Evolution of the Concept of Constitutional Morality, the Judicial Approach, Judicial Innovation, Constitutional Trust, Activism versus Overreach, and Cooperative Federalism. The speakers for this session will be Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, and Mr. N. Venkataraman. After this, there will be session number 2 on elements of judicial behavior. The proposed scope of discussion will be the ethical conundrums in judicial sphere and possible solutions, communication skills, integrity and impartiality to ensure judicial neutrality, ethical standards, judicial norms and conduct of judges, objectivity in decision making. The speakers for this session will be Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Mr. Justice S. Ravindra Bhatt, Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Carroll. Session number 3. The theme will be Judgment Writing Tools, and the proposed scope of discussion will be on language and law, brevity in drafting, fundamental principles of judgment writing, legal analysis to sentence structure and editing, promotion of transparency and enhancement of public confidence through lucid judgments, sensitivity in judgments, gender sensitivity in judgments and orders, eliminating bias, stereotypes and prejudices. The speakers for this session will be Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant and Honorable Mr. Justice Manoj Mishra. Session 4 on day 2. The proposed scope of discussion will be Phase 1, 2 and proposed Phase 3. The theme of this technical session will be an overview of e-courts project, CIS innovations from one high court to another, innovations in terms of new apps, that is NSTEP, ICJS, Justice Judgment Portal. The speakers in this session will be Honorable Mr. Justice Rajesh Bindal, Honorable Mr. Justice Raja Vijay Raghavan V. Session number 5 will be on emerging and future technology for effective judicial governance. The proposed scope of discussion will be on judicial governance, artificial intelligence, latest developments in technology, the cryptocurrency, blockchain, etc. The speakers for this session will be Honorable Mr. Justice A.M. Mustaq, Honorable Mr. Justice Suraj Govindaraj, followed by the participants' audit and feedback. So this is the 2 days conference insights which are shared with you. Once again, I request all the eminent guests who are assembled here in this auditorium to kindly keep your phones on either silent mode or switch off mode, please. Thank you. Once again, I welcome each one of you to the North Zone 1 Regional Conference on Contemporary Judicial Developments and Strengthening Justice Through Law and Technology. Well, I would also like to apprise you all that today, in the evening, after the technical sessions are over, cultural program has also been put up by the organizing team for each one of you. Well, we all know that India is a country of unity and diversity. Thus, today's cultural evening program is dedicated to the oneness. We're going to celebrate the folk music and folk dances of the states which are present today in this conference. The uniqueness of Indian culture is a captivating tapestry woven together by a myriad of diverse elements, making it one of the most distinctive and rich cultures in the world. India is a land of incredible diversity. It is a home to a multitude of languages, religions, cuisines, traditions, and art forms. And this diversity is celebrated and embraced as an integral part of the Indian identity. भारतीय संस्कृति में एकता एक महत्वपूर्ण मूलभूत भावना है जो विभिन्न प्रकारों में प्रकट होती है। भारतीय संस्कृति में अनेक भाषाएं बोली जाती हैं और इस भाषाई विविधता के बावजूद यहाँ की एकता सभी भाषाओं में अनुभव की जाती है। भारत एक बहुधर्मी देश है जिसमें सभी धर्म एक साथ रहते हैं और लोग एक साथ सभी विभिन्न त्योहार भी मनाते हैं। Well, I extend my warm welcome to each one of you to the land of gods, which is Devabhoomi, Uttarakhand. Well, Uttarakhand is known for its beautiful Garhwali, Kumaoni and Jaunsari culture. The various traditions, religions, fairs, festivals, folk dances, music are what distinctly separate them. Garhwali is the main language spoken here that has a number of dialects too, including Jaunsari, Marchi, Jadi and Salyani. Garhwali is inhabited by people belonging to a number of ethnic groups and castes. These include Rajputs, who are believed being to the Aryan origin, Brahmins who migrated after the Rajputs or later, tribals of Garhwal who stay in the northern tracts and comprise of Jaunsaris, the Jads, the Marchas and the Vangujars. The people of Kumaon speak 13 dialects, including Kumaiya, Gangola, Soryali, Sirala, and lot many. उत्तराखंड देवभूमि है, वीरों की भूमि है और उत्तराखंड शब्द मर्यादा व सम्मान का प्रतीक है। जहां विराट ने शरणागतों अज्ञातवास काल में पांडवों को शरण दी, जहां शरणागतों ने मर्यादा का कठोर पालन किया, जहां धर्म हमेशा अधर्म पर हावी रहा, जहां अतिथि देवता समझा गया, जहां सत्य पुरुषों के लिए सर्वस्व समर्पित किया गया, जहां महाबली ने नारी को श्रद्धा और सम्मान के शिखर पर पहुंचा दिया, जिस क्षेत्र को महान चक्रवर्ती सम्राटों द्वारा शासित नहीं किया गया बल्कि स्वायत्त रखा गया, उस उदार धार्मिक व सांस्कृतिक पहचान का नाम है उत्तराखंड। हिमालय क्षेत्रों के सर्वप्रथम 1882 ईस्वी में E.T. एटिकिंसन द्वारा संपादित होकर प्रकाशित हुआ उत्तराखंड का इतिहास सारी दास्तां बयान करता है। Talking about the festivals in especially this Kumaon region, Kumaoni Holi is celebrated in 3 forms, namely Baithaki Holi, Khadi Holi and Mahila Holi. The unique feature about this festival is that it is celebrated with a lot of music. Harela is a festival that marks the beginning of the rainy season or monsoon. The people belonging to the Kumaon community celebrate this festival during the month of Shravan, that is during July and August. This festival is followed by Bhitoli, which is celebrated in the month of Chet, that is March and April. It revolves around agriculture where women sow seeds in the soil and by the end of the festival they reap the harvest, which is called Harela. And this Harela festival is celebrated by all Uttarakhandis. Talking about the Jageshwar fair, this fair is carried out in the temple of Lord Shiva in Jageshwar on the 15th day of Baisakh month, which is the period extending from late March to early April. People take a dip in the pool known as Brahma Kund as a kind of belief during the fair. Kumbh Mela is again one of the biggest and the most popular festivals of Uttarakhand. This Mela is a 3-month-long festival and takes place once in every 4 years, rotating between Allahabad, Haridwar, and then again Ujjain and Nasik, and only once in 12 years and in any one of the places. Let me talk about Garhwal. गढ़वाल 2 शब्द से मिला है, गढ़ और वाल, अर्थात वह क्षेत्र जिसमें कई गढ़ हों। गढ़ शब्द का अर्थ है पर्वतीय क्षेत्रों में अथवा पहाड़ियों पर किले। उत्तराखंड के पर्वतीय क्षेत्रों में गढ़ शब्द पहाड़ी किलों का बोधक है, जो सुरक्षा की दृष्टि से पहाड़ियों की चोटियों पर बनाए जाते थे। ऐसा पर्वतीय क्षेत्र जिसमें कई गढ़ हों उसे गढ़देश, गढ़वार या गढ़वाल कहा गया है। गढ़वाल शब्द गढ़वाल कहलाने लगा, पहले गढ़वाला कहा जाता था, फिर बाद में गढ़वाल कहलाने लगा। ये किले पूर्व काल के छोटे छोटे ठकुरी राजाओं, सरदारों और थोकदारों के थे तथा उन राजाओं और सरदारों के राज्य विभागों के नाम भी अलग अलग थे, जो अब परगनों और पट्टियों के नाम से विख्यात हैं। आपको बताना चाहेंगे कि केदारखंड या हिमवंत प्रदेश का नाम गढ़वाल पड़ने के संबंध में साहित्यकार डॉक्टर हरिदत्त भट्ट कहते हैं कि यह संघ के छोटी बड़ी जलधाराएं हैं यहाँ पे, जो कि गढ़ तथा गाढ़ कहलाती हैं। ये दोनों शब्द वैदिक संस्कृत के हैं। इतनी जलधाराएं कश्मीर, कुमाऊं, हिमालय प्रदेश तथा नेपाल किसी भी पर्वतीय प्रदेश में नहीं है। गढ़वाल अर्थात छोटी छोटी नदियों वाला प्रदेश ही कालांतर में गढ़वाल नाम से विख्यात हो गया। यूं भी गढ़वाल में दोनों प्रमुख नयार नदियों को प्रारंभिक अवस्था में ढाई जूली घाट यानी पंडित नयार तथा सियूसी या केन्यूर घाट कहा गया है, और इन दोनों तथा गढ़वाल की सभी बड़ी नदियों, जैसे जैसे घाट कहा जाता है कि सहायक छोटी बड़ी नदियों, गढ़ या गाड़ के कुछ नाम हैं, जैसे अट्टागाड़, रथगढ़, ढोंडीगढ़, धुरपालीगढ़, लच्छीगढ़ इत्यादि। Talking about the folk dance and music of Uttarakhand, want to apprise you all that the lives of the people of Uttarakhand are filled with a lot of music and dance. Dancing is considered to form a major part of the traditional events. Some of the folk dances include Barada Nati, which is the popular dance of Jaunsar Babar near the Dehradun district. And on this note, I would like to apprise you that our Honorable Chief Guest has already arrived. And once again, I would like to apprise you all that I am glad to announce that our dignitaries on dais will be Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge Supreme Court of India, Learned Attorney General of India, Mr. R. Venkataramani, Honorable Chief Justice of Uttarakhand, Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, Honorable Director, National Judicial Academy, Mr. Justice Sujoy Paul, Honorable Judge in Charge, Ujala, Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy, Mr. Justice Sharad Kumar Sharma, and of course our Honorable Chief Guest, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, retired, Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Uttam Youth Seva Medal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal and Vishisht Seva Medal will be the Honorable Chief Guest for today's inaugural session. Once again, I would like to announce and request, it's a kind request, please, a humble request that kindly keep your mobile phones either on switch off mode or silent mode, please. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, esteemed dignitaries and distinguished guests, a very good morning to one and all. And it is with immense pleasure and honor that I stand before you today as we gather here for the North Zone 1 2-day regional conference on contemporary judicial developments and strengthening justice through law and technology. And this significant event is jointly organized by the High Court of Uttarakhand, Nainital, the Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy, and the National Judicial Academy. Today marks the commencement of a 2-day journey where we will delve deep into the realm of contemporary judicial developments and explore the transformative potential of law and technology in shaping our judicial system. This conference is indeed a testament to the commitment of our legal fraternity to advance the cause of justice, enhance the effectiveness of our judicial processes, and ensure the fair and efficient delivery of justice to all. And on this note, let us give a huge round of applause for our Honorable Chief Guest, please. Honorable Governor Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, retired, Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Uttam Youth Seva Medal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, Vishisht Seva Medal. I would like to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Surya Kant, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge Supreme Court of India, Learned Attorney General of India, Mr. R. Venkataramani. A huge round of applause for the dignitaries on dais, please. Honorable Chief Justice of Uttarakhand, Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, Honorable Director, National Judicial Academy, Mr. Justice Sujoy Paul, Honorable Judge in Charge, Ujala, Mr. Justice Sharad Kumar Sharma. And of course, once again, a huge round of applause for our Honorable Chief Guest, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh Ji. It's moments like us when we stand together in harmony and respect that reminds us of the strength in our diversity and the power of collective wisdom, and to pay tribute to our motherland. Let us all rise together for the national anthem, please. Thank you so much. Today we have come together from diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences to celebrate unity, knowledge, and the shared values that bind us as a community. Thus, following our sacred and timeless Indian tradition of marking the beginning of the auspicious day through lamp lighting, I would request the honorable dignitaries on dais to kindly proceed for the lamp lighting ceremony, please. A huge round of applause for the honorable dignitaries on dais. The lighting of the lamp symbolizes the dispelling of darkness and the advent of knowledge. It marks the beginning of our journey towards enlightenment and wisdom. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhan sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya deepa jyotir namastute. A huge round of applause, please. May this lamp bring forth auspiciousness, health, wealth, and the destruction of ignorance. We all bow to the light. May the light of this lamp illuminate our path and guide us towards truth and knowledge. In the presence of this lamp, let us all invoke blessings and prosperity into our hearts. As each honorable dignitary is adding his light to the ceremonial lamp, this symbolizes the collective illumination of our minds and hearts as we embark on this journey of knowledge and growth. A huge round of applause for our honorable dignitaries once again. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed dignitaries and distinguished guests, A very good morning to one and all. It is with immense pleasure and honor that I stand before you today as we gather here for the North Zone 1 2 days regional conference on contemporary judicial developments and strengthening justice through law and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, revered dignitaries and esteemed guests, with the lamp now lit, may the radiance of wisdom and positivity shine upon us throughout this conference. In order to extend our warm welcome to our dignitaries on dais, following the tradition of Atithi Devo Bhava, welcoming our dignitaries on dais with the utmost respect and hospitality, considering them as revered and divine, we would like to express our appreciation by presenting mementos as tokens of gratitude. Would like to kindly request Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, Chief Justice of Uttarakhand, to kindly welcome Honorable Governor Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh retired. A huge round of applause for Honorable Governor Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh retired, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM and VSM. Thank you so much. Would like to request Honorable Mr. Justice Manoj Tiwari to kindly welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, please. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India. A huge round of applause. Would like to kindly request Honorable Mr. Justice Sharad Sharma to kindly welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India, please. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India. Would like to kindly request Honorable Mr. Justice Alok Kumar Verma to kindly welcome Honorable Mr. Justice S. Ravindra Bhatt, Judge Supreme Court of India. A huge round of applause, please. Would kindly request Honorable Mr. Justice Rakesh Thapliyal to kindly welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge Supreme Court of India, please. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge Supreme Court of India. A huge round of applause, please. Would request Honorable Mr. Justice Pankaj Purohit to kindly welcome Learned Attorney General of India, Learned Shri R. Venkataramani. A huge round of applause for the Learned Attorney General of India. A huge round of applause, please. Would like to kindly request Honorable Mr. Justice Vivek Bharti Sharma to kindly welcome Honorable Director, National Judicial Academy, Shri Sujoy Paul. A huge round of applause for Honorable Director, National Judicial Academy. Would kindly request Shri Harish Goel, Director, Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy, to kindly welcome Honorable Chief Justice Uttarakhand, Justice Vipin Sanghi. A huge round of applause for Honorable Chief Justice Uttarakhand, Justice Vipin Sanghi. Would like to kindly request Shri Anuj Sangal, the Registrar General, to kindly welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Sharat Kumar Sharma, Judge in Charge Ujala, that is Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed dignitaries and distinguished guests, at the onset, a huge round of applause for our honorable dignitaries on dais, please. And our distinguished guests of the dais, and to all those who are watching us live. Once again, I welcome you all to the 2-day North Zone 1 Regional Conference on Contemporary Judicial Developments and Strengthening Justice through Law and Technology. and extend my warm welcome to each one of you to this significant conference, which is jointly organized by the Honorable High Court of Uttarakhand, Nainital, the Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy, and the National Judicial Academy. We are also honored to have with us today a distinguished panel of guests and speakers as well, who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of justice and the advancement of our legal system. Moving ahead, would like to express, as our honored guest, you bring delight. Together, let us make this day shine bright. And on this note, would like to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sujoy Paul, Director, National Judicial Academy, for his introductory address, please.
Namaskar, good morning. This is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you in the North Zone Regional Conference. It is a great occasion when honorable judges from all levels of judicial hierarchy from the North Zone High Courts have gathered here. At the commencement of this North Zone Regional Conference on contemporary judicial development and strengthening justice through law and technology, I take this opportunity to welcome His Excellency Honorable the Governor of Uttarakhand, Honorable Shri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Sanjay Karol and Honorable Justice Manoj Mishra, Judges of Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justice Vipin Sanghi, Chief Justice Uttarakhand High Court, Honorable Chief Justice Justice Koteshwar Singh, Chief Justice of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court, Honorable Justice Sharad Sharma, Judge in Charge, Mr. R. Venkataramani, Attorney General, Mr. N. Venkataraman, Additional Solicitor General, Justice A.P. Sahi, former Director, National Judicial Academy, and all the participant brother and sister judges and respected judges of District Judiciary. I also express my sincere gratitude to our host, Honorable High Court of Uttarakhand and the Academy, that is Ujala, and thank Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi to accept the proposal of the National Judicial Academy to recognize the first regional conference of this academic session in Uttarakhand. The warm hospitality extended by you have made the stay of resource persons and participants pleasant, comfortable and memorable. The regional conference is an outreach program of National Judicial Academy in order to achieve wider participation of honorable justices and judicial officers from different regions of the country. The regional conferences also provide the opportunity to discuss local issues concerning the judicial delivery system of participating high courts and also promote dialogue between participant judges amongst the hierarchies. The sessions in these next 2 days are divided on various subjects, right from the constitutional aspects to the cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence, which are the current and contemporary topics. I remember Lord Buddha, Gautam Buddha, divided the humans into 4 categories broadly. The first category, as per Gautam Buddha, was the persons, those who are traveling from darkness to light. The second category was the persons who were traveling from light towards darkness. Third category is the persons, those who are traveling from darkness to darkness. And the fourth category is the persons, those who are traveling towards from the light to more light, that is Ujala se aur zyada Ujala. So in these sessions, I hope and my best wishes, and I again thank all of you for taking this journey again from Ujala to Ujala in a building which is coincidentally called Ujala. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my Lord, for enlightening us and setting up the tone of the conference. With open arms and hearts full of cheer, your presence today we deeply revere. And on this note, would like to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, Chief Justice High Court of Uttarakhand, for his welcome address. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi.
Good morning and namaskar to everyone. Your Excellency, Lieutenant General Sri Gurmeet Singh Ji, Honorable Governor, State of Uttarakhand, Honorable Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Honorable Sri Justice Suryakant, Honorable Sri Justice Ravindra Bhatt Ji, Honorable Sri Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia Ji, Honorable Sri Justice Sanjay Karol, Honorable Sri Justice Manoj Mishra Ji, Honorable Sri Justice, we are missing Justice Bindal today, he's going to join us later. Sri R. Venkatramani, Attorney General for India, my brother Chief Justices, Justice Koteshwar Singh from Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh, Justice Rao from Himachal Pradesh, Justice Sujoy Paul, Director, National Judicial Academy, my brother judges, Justice Tiwari, Justice Sharad Sharma Ji, Justice Alok Verma, Justice Taplial, Justice Purohit, and Justice Vivek Bharti Sharma. Other participating judges from different high courts, Justice A.P. Sahi, President of the National Consumer Disputes Redressal Commission and former Director, National Judicial Academy. We are very happy to have you here, sir. It was you who initiated this proposal for this conference. The resource persons, Mr. Harish Kumar Goel, Director Ujala, and his team, Mr. Anuj Kumar Sangal, Registrar General, High Court of Uttarakhand, and his team, the other judicial officers of the State Judiciary of Uttarakhand, as well as judicial officers of the State Judiciaries of Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Punjab and Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, and Himachal Pradesh, the other officers of the state administration, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to this beautiful and picturesque land that is the state of Uttarakhand, which we all call Dev Bhumi, that is the land of gods. The state is blessed with many ancient temples, forest reserves, national parks, hill stations, and mountain peaks. Two of the holiest rivers, the Ganga and the Yamuna, originate from Uttarakhand at Gangotri and Yamunotri, which are the sources. They fall in the upper reaches of the state, and together with Sri Badrinath Dham, dedicated to Lord Vishnu, and Sri Kedarnath Dham, dedicated to Lord Shiva, form the Char Dhams, one of Hinduism's most spiritual and auspicious pilgrimage circuits. While Haridwar, meaning Gateway of God, is a prime Hindu destination and hosts the world's famous Kumbh Mela every 12 years, Rishikesh is known as a prominent yoga center of India. Panch Kedar, 5 Hindu temples dedicated to Lord Shiva, are located in the Garhwal Himalayan region in Uttarakhand, Chamoli district. Many legends directly link their creation to the Pandavas. These 5 temples, in strict order to be followed for pilgrimage, are Kedarnath, Tunganath, Rudranath, Madhyameshwar, and Kalpeshwar. There could not have been a better place for organizing an event such as the present conference than our Judicial Academy at Bawali, falling in district Nainital, which is the city of lakes. Below this academy, you have Bhimtal, Sattal, Naukochia Tal, a lake with very picturesque surroundings, and above it is Nainital and Sukhatal. Nainital is a famous hill station which needs no introduction. The charming Himalayan lake town is surrounded by 7 hills. The majestic mountains and the sparkling waters of the lake add immense beauty to the town. The town is centered around the Emerald Mountain Naini Lake, which on most days is dotted with colorful sailboats and rowing boats. According to mythology, the lake is believed to have been formed when the eyes of Lord Sati fell at this spot while her body was being carried by Lord Shiva after her death. The summer capital of the United Provinces during the British era, the town has a strong colonial heritage with vibrant clusters of villas and bungalows. Nainital is not only a famous tourist destination but is also well known for its prestigious educational institutions and schools, which have imparted education and groomed children since the British era. The High Court of Uttarakhand, which was established on 9th of November 2000, will soon complete its 23 years of establishment, and we can say that it is still a young court. During these 23 years, the judiciary of the state has made progress by leaps and bounds, both in terms of infrastructural facilities as well as in dispensation of justice. We have been largely successful in dispensation of justice to the satisfaction of the people of the state. However, with the technical advancements, there are still some challenges which I am quite sure with the active support of the state government we will be able to overcome. The Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy, UJALA, was the brainchild of Honorable Mr. Justice V.S. Purkar, the then Chief Justice of the High Court of Uttarakhand, who, realizing the importance of training to the judicial officers and to improve their skills, took keen interest in the establishment of the academy and laid its foundation in the year 2004. His Lordship's vision fructified on 14 June 2008 when this academy was inaugurated. During these 15 years, the academy has been successful in achieving its purpose. In terms of infrastructure also, UJALA is functionally well provided, and the large capacities it has to house and train judicial officers would be sufficient to cater to the needs of the judiciary in the state for many decades to come. It is really a proud moment for the High Court of Uttarakhand and the Academy to host the North Zone 1st Regional Conference on Contemporary Judicial Developments and Strengthening Judicial Justice through Law and Technology, and I must thank the National Judicial Academy and its Director, Justice Sujoy Paul, for having reposed confidence in us and given us this opportunity to host this conference. I, on my behalf and on behalf of my brother judges in the entire state judiciary, place on record my sincere gratitude to the National Judicial Academy and its academic council for giving us this opportunity. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, His Excellency Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh Ji, who has been very gracious in accepting our invitation to inaugurate this conference and is with us today. Sir, your presence at this conference is a source of inspiration and encouragement for all the participants present here. We look forward to hear you a little later. We have amongst us many legal luminaries who will guide us through the various sessions of this conference. I heartily welcome Honorable Sri Justice Sanjeev Khanna Ji, Honorable Sri Justice Suryakanth Ji, Honorable Sri Justice Ravindra Bhatt Ji, Honorable Sri Justice Sudhanshu Dulia Ji, who is the son of the soil, Honorable Justice Sanjay Karol Ji, and Honorable Justice Manoj Mishra Ji, and later Honorable Sri Justice Rajesh Bindal Ji, Judges Supreme Court of India, who have all come from Delhi, taking time out of their busy schedules with a sense of commitment towards the betterment of the judiciary. I also welcome my brother Chief Justices, Justice N. Koteshwar Singh, from the Common High Court for the Union Territories of Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh, and Justice M.S. Ramchandra Rao from the High Court of Himachal Pradesh, and judges from the High Courts of Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, Punjab and Haryana, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, and Himachal Pradesh for being with us and providing a source of encouragement for the participants. I am sure your inputs and insights will help the participants take valuable knowledge on the subjects we shall be delving into in these 5 sessions, which the Judicial Academy has so carefully and thoughtfully designed. Sri R. Venkatramani, the learned Attorney General for India, is also with us. I welcome you, sir. Your presence at this conference will surely guide the participants, and we look forward to your contribution. We welcome the resource persons of this conference, namely Justice Raja Vijay Raghavan, Justice A. Mushtaq, Justice Suraj Govindraj, and Sri N. Venkatraman, Additional Solicitor General of India. All of them are well known in the legal field for their unmatched competence and skill. Your presence at this conference will surely help the participants to sharpen their skills and to excel in their fields. Last but surely not the least, I must welcome my judges from the High Court of Uttarakhand. Your presence here is a morale boosting for each and every person involved in the organization of this conference. Without your active support and guidance, things would not have been so smooth. My special mention for Brother Justice Sharad Kumar Sharma, Judge in charge of the Academy, who has been very proactive and instrumental in organizing this conference. He has worked tirelessly, day in and day out, looking at every detail to ensure that the conference takes place without a hitch. His wholehearted dedication meant that most of my burden was taken away. All the credit for the local arrangements should go to him. If there are any shortcomings or lapses, please forgive me, as those are entirely mine. The conference aims to provide a thorough exchange of knowledge, experience and dissemination of best practices amongst the participating justices and judicial officers, with emphasis on themes including contemporary trends in constitutional law in the light of constitutional morality and contemporary constitution trends, elements of judicial behavior and judgment writing tools. The focus will also be on the developments in technology, including artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, information and communication technology in courts vis-a-vis e-courts project, which is the need of the hour. I am sure with the presence of great intellectual minds, we will be able to realize the objectives of this conference. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, my Lord, for your consummate address, and we are truly grateful for your unmatched contribution to this conference. With each word spoken, they light the fire, the dignitaries on dais indeed make our admiration go higher. And on this note, would like to invite Learned Attorney General of India, Shri R. Venkataramani, for his kind address, please.
My best wishes to all the participants in this very delightful and engaging interactions. Ever since I used to visit the National Judicial Academy in Bhopal, since its founding days of Professor Madhava Menon, I've been part of being engaged in exploring ideas, thoughts, understandings. Like it's almost like you ask a question, who are constitutional navigators today? Like in the current world, like imagine the biblical story of Noah, who carried a huge set of participants in an ark. So we are all in a modern Noah's ark, trying to navigate in the globalized ocean, where questions are many, but answers are very difficult to reach. So in that context, when Judicial Academy keeps organizing these very delightful and searching engagements, I think it adds chapters of what I call navigating constitutional stories. Now, when the Constitution was born, the literate part of the nation stood in great expectation. The much awaited newborn child, the Constitution, with bright eyes and delightful forms. While the colonial master packed its laws, the newborn child was looking for national adoption. Between the dark days of partition and the optimistic deliberations in the Constituent Assembly to fashion a charter for governance, we peacefully marched. That peace, which ushered a great momentum to nation building, continues to be with us today. Undiminished, not shattered by a few skirmishes here and there. We need to talk about that fundamental building block of constitutional march towards redesigning our social order. We are fortunate to be guided and informed by thousands of years of being a nation without reference to physical boundaries. We possess the unmatchable wealth of amalgam of cultures, faith, religion, languages, which have given us a bonding of unique nature. When the Constituent Assembly discussed its future destiny in the shape of a constitution, it dug deep into the wealth of the past, discarded the unwelcome and dead hands of the past, and looked forward to navigate into a country where none would bemoan their life as a burden. For the charter for a Bharat of plenty and a Bharat of equality was not to be an unstoppable drive on the highway. The history of early constitutional amendments keen to break away from zamindari abolition to property regulation, from public ownership of resources to public control of economy did meet their oppositions. The early part of our constitutional history is not mere history. I think we should take a few lessons from it to understand fresh insights towards wise and mature use of the Constitution. The visible parts of the Constitution, whose textual readings pose no problems of layers of meanings or meanings to be dug, do not constitute the major dialogue. But many constitutional provisions are like signposts or propositions whose meanings are to be gathered. What Professor Lawrence Tribe calls the invisible Constitution pervades all constitutions, filling up the silence of the Constitution is a challenge and task both to the legislative branch and the judicial branch. Neither freewheeling political theory writing nor meek deference can do for the courts. We are now in need of a new theory of governance distribution through both expansion and contraction of the judicial sphere. The question is, how do we go about doing this? It will be problematic and insensible to talk about governance outside the Constitution. The one has merged in the other. The question, however, is what is governance as directed by the Constitution, because we cannot treat the Constitution as a friendly advice to be embraced at will. The Constitution is also neither a handcuff nor a free ride. Constitutional rights or the discretions which we measure are integral to governance, and the range of choices for social action and the making of public policy, however, seem to be under strain. Added to this, we have the problems of emergence of new technologies. No functionary under the Constitution can now immunity from accountability, scanned by the courts or otherwise. How do we therefore assess constitutional governance in the infant days of free India and in the multi-dimensionally globalized days of now? We cannot get answers by focusing only on domestic factors. And we can also draw a picture of 100 odd constitutional amendments, a picture of political processes, ideological forces at play, correction of aberration from flowing from failure of major rights enforcements, improving federal structure, drawing the Northeast and other parts of the country into the national mainstream, dealing with political party defects through defection politics, etc. All this give a lot of details about how do we navigate. It may thus be seen that the triangle with the Constitution on the top and governance and policy angles at the bottom is a dynamic triangle. It is sometimes attractive to draw from examples and experiments done elsewhere. Either we mechanically copy them or change and adapt as our national conditions may demand. All discourses in law, political science, or social sciences need to revolve around definitions, concepts, and ideas. What is public policy can be seen from various angles, namely economic, fundamental rights, social justice, social order, national sovereignty, and currently global impacts and factors. All public policies can be likened to concentric circles, but internally connected and impacting each other. For instance, policy on education has relevance to equality, equal opportunity, gender justice, status, individual fulfillment, and employment. Similarly, policy on health has impacts on longevity, maternity benefits, expansions leading to child health care, equal access to health care and disaster management situations, etc. Policy on rural employment and development has dimensions of balancing rural-urban growth, panchayats as self-governing units, and local democracy. Policy on environment has implications for industrial expansions, health and urban, as well as rural planning, as also transportation. Policy relating to water resources has concerns of sustainable development. Policy in agriculture has impacts on food self-reliance, balancing imports and exports of food items, and many of which have interconnections with world trade agreements and multilateral treaties. writing about educational change, a teacher in US, Fulham writes, I quote, no distinction is made between theories of change and the theories of changing. We have many theories on changes and policy making, such as top-down and bottom-up approaches, combined approach, racial choice theories, namely game theory and agency theory. There's also a new entrant called disruptive innovative taken from management schools. Online learning or community colleges are a few examples. All these theories are products of sectoral approaches and also plans for treating the private spaces of people and the local conditions as public spaces for changes. The challenge lies in making this marriage happen. Few aberrations in policy making are always noticed. The freebies basket freely offered by political parties is now becoming a permanent item of manifestos. I understand that party manifestos cannot be beyond constitutional limitations, and no election promise can be a private plunge into public funds. If laws can be tested on constitutional grounds, their validity, party promises cannot be immune. When policies such as these do not promote righteousness, resonating with ethical norms and cultural roots, they will not stand as dharmic flags for social change. The distance between buying votes and buying minds is not big. Just as in law, so in public policy, there can be no one-size-fits-all solution relevant to distinct social changes and concern public policy. A 2013 study by OECD, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, on nature of policy changes and implementation looks at the multiple layers involved in achieving and effecting changes. For us, besides the multiple layers of engagement, what is important is the invitation of these layers to constantly inhale the constitutional framework and the idea of a constitution as both a walking stick and a bedroll, as also the yoga of freedom and dharma in the unique alliance of our country's great potentials. I would like to conclude with only a few observations that as the sessions progress, it has become commonplace to talk about borrowing from other parts of the world, both in constitutional theory and practice. Perhaps we cannot do otherwise. But then how do we selectively do that? Do we close our frontiers and borders, or we have a freewheeling drive? And how do we, a rich country with diversities across a wide range of dimensions, and then each part of our country having its own unique features? So national similarities, but sectoral distinctions. Therefore, a constitutional navigation is going to be a huge challenge for us. And as we go and begin to embark in this constitutional challenge in the 22nd century, I think we probably have to innovate a new theory of courts. We are on the verge of innovating a new theory of constitutional courts. I think we'll look into it more in the course of our deliberations. Thank you for your kind attention and this invitation to be given today.
Thank you so much, learned Attorney General of India, for enriching us with your words of wisdom. In their wisdom, we find our direction. The dignitaries indeed are a source of inspiration. And on this note, would like to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia, Judge Supreme Court of India, for his generous address. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia.
The chief guest of this function, His Excellency the Governor of Uttarakhand, General Gurmeet Singh, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Justice Suryakant, Justice Ravindra Bhatt, Justice Karol, Justice Manoj Mishra, and their gracious spouses who are here, Mr. R. Venkataramani, the Attorney General of India, the Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court, Justice Vipin Sanghi, and my former colleagues of Uttarakhand High Court, most of them are here. My brother and sister judges of different high courts, the Chief Justices, and my former colleague of Guwahati High Court, Justice Koteshwar Singh is here. Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court, Justice Rao is here. Justice Sujoy Paul, the Director of National Judicial Academy, is here. Justice Shahi, the former Director of National Judicial Academy and my very good friend of Allahabad, is also here. Welcome. Members and the staff of Ujala, director particularly, and the members of the staff. I can also see some of the former judges of Uttarakhand High Court. Justice Irshad is here, Justice Tandon is here, Justice Rawat, Justice Brahm Singh Verma, Justice Lokpal. Thank you so much for being here. I can see many of the lawyers also here. The president of the bar is here, the secretary of the bar is here, Mr. Mahendra Pal is here, our advocate general is here. So many, pardon me if I miss anybody, but developments and strengthening justice through law and technology. So I tried to shorten it. I think it should be strengthening justice through technology. Then one can speak about it. So when we bring technology to the judicial system, see, when all this was being talked about, when I was a lawyer and then I became a judge, I was one of the skeptics, because many of my brother judges of Delhi High Court who were very proficient in computers and paperless court. I was a kind of a skeptic because I have seen lawyers and the kind of practice here in Uttarakhand. And what I had in mind in a lawyer in, let's say, a remote place like Purola or DD Hart or Lambgaon or some other place, who doesn't even know where his next meal is going to come from, and why would we go for computerization and digitalization and all this? For him, problems are different. And I was kind of a right also, but I was utterly wrong. Because what I could see was only a micro picture. The macro picture, the big picture I was missing. The biggest benefit of this computerization, digitalization and the paperless work is the transparency which is brought in our judicial system. Because our judicial system, one of the biggest criticism against it was that it was opaque. Not anymore. Our system was the kind of a system which used to kind of hide, even protect the one who are not working very hard, indolent, who didn't put in as much of work as they ought to. But this is not possible now. The same litigant who is in Purola or Lambgaon, on a press of a button can know whether his lawyer represented him in the court today or not, what kind of an orders have been passed, so on and so forth. Great strides are being done in this field. I think my brother judges of Supreme Court would be telling you more, because in Supreme Court there is a lot of advancement being done under the leadership of our present Chief Justice. But I can name a few, like SUAS, of which I'm particularly impressed. This is a Supreme Court Vidic Anuvadak software, and it's an artificially intelligent kind of a device by which all the judgments and orders of Supreme Court can now be translated in all the 8 scheduled languages. Not exactly now, but in the time to come they will be translated. There are other works going on as well, but I have again an apprehension, and I can also see, if I can say, the dangers of artificial intelligence. I'm sure in the sessions which will go on, some of you might be speaking on it. See, a lot of good has been done by artificial intelligence, but the danger I see of it is that of all the, recently I was hearing an interview which was being given by one of the most profound, one of the most powerful intellectuals of our times, Yuval Noah Harari, who has written this book, Sapiens and Homo Deus. He says that the fundamental difference between all the technological inventions which have been made in the past and AI, artificial intelligence, is that this is the only technology which can think on its own. You know, it can create new music, it can create new visuals, it can create new texts. So the dangers, he says, I don't have the danger I visualize is not that Hollywood kind of a danger that AI is going to come and destroy the world. The danger, he says, is that this artificial intelligence is now going to control our lives, and it's going to hack our civilization as well if we don't put things in order fast. And then he goes on to say that we do not know. So the artificial intelligence is like a alien ship, a ship full of aliens which are approaching the earth, and they'll probably come to the earth in another 5 years, and they'll be super intelligent people, and who knows, they may do a lot of good for our society. They may eradicate cancer, they may have a cure for all diseases, they may do that. But what is certain that they will do is that they will now control our lives. And this is an aspect which I think those of us who are in the field and those who know things better must think about it and have solutions for it. I thank once again the organizers of this function, the Chief Justice of Uttarakhand High Court, and particularly my friend Justice Sharad Sharma, because it's not easy to organize. I know that from experience, it's not easy to do it in Nainital because of so many logistical problems, including the problem of parking. But he has done it, and I think they need a good deal of applause for it. Thank you so much for it.
My Lord, thank you so much for your generous address. Your words have enriched our understanding and inspired us greatly. Honorable dignitaries, your wisdom is pure, and your presence here we truly adore. And with these lines, would like to invite Honorable Mr. Justice S. Ravindra Bhatt, Judge, Supreme Court of India, for his thoughtful address. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice.
Respected Governor of Uttarakhand, Justices Sanjeev Khanna, Suryakant, Sudhanshu Dulia, Manoj Mishra, Justice Sanjay Karol, of my colleagues on the bench, Justice Vipin Sanghi, our host and Chief Justice of Uttarakhand, Chief Justice Rao and Chief Justice Koteshwar Singh, Justice Sujay Paul, who is the Director of the National Judicial Academy, Justice Shahi, the past Director of the National Academy, Attorney General for India, and other law officers who are present here of the Union and the state, judges of various high courts who are all participating in this meeting, judicial officers, spouses of judges, gracious spouses of judges who are present here, ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed grateful to be called here to speak at this gathering, at this inaugural function. Public confidence in our institution depends upon doing our jobs well and efficiently. It also depends upon judicial officers and judges being sensitive to the needs of the communities which we serve and our ability to effectively communicate to those communities what we do and why we do it. It depends on us being sensitive to the social context in which we perform our duties and also perform them in a way which is relevant to the communities we serve. If we do all that, we will enhance public confidence of the community in the judiciary, and that is the ultimate vital protection of our independence. And of course, the purpose of judicial independence is not to provide a benefit to the judges or the judicial system, but to enable it to function fairly and with integrity and impartiality. The lives of our people whom we serve on a daily basis are affected by never-ending and increasing rapid changes that continue to sweep the entire world. This has been the most fundamental characteristic of the earlier part of the 21st century. While it can generate promises of hope and new beginnings, just as Dulia briefly outlined it, it also presents unprecedented challenges, especially for a profession whose existence and sense of stability and dependence on precedent has relied primarily on an unchanged world order. It is our task to lead the response. The process of globalization and technological revolution is part of the ever more interdependent world where political, economic, social and cultural relationships are not restricted to the territorial boundaries or to state actors and not to entities which are unaffected by activities outside its direct control. Developments in technology and communications and the creation of intricate international organizations and the changes to international relations and law since the end of the Cold War have profoundly affected the context within which each person and community lives, as well as the role of the state, and thereby by the extension the courts also. The fact is that new and emerging technologies have spawned litigation in areas of law which did not exist 20 years ago. New forms of social media have dramatically transformed the way in which we interact and altered the expectations about everything from how markets work to notions of privacy. In order to maintain relevance and consequently legitimacy, we have to keep pace. Judicial training and continuing education is at the heart of that preparation. Training and continuing education of our judges and judicial officers must transcend traditional curricula and go further to forge an intimate connection with the context in which it is to be applied. This connection is what will inspire public trust and confidence, and more than that, truly legitimize our institutions and our practice in the eyes of the communities we serve. Knowledge of the law is only one item in a judge's toolkit. The judge of tomorrow, and all of us, and those of you who have entered the judiciary and who are younger and who are going to serve in it, have a duty, because we have to find ways to get out of the way of conducting business as usual. The usual kind of court filing, the usual kind of court hearings. What is the kind of vision that we have for the courts of tomorrow, for the courts of the coming years, for the coming generation? This is what we have to debate on increasingly. The judge of tomorrow must be an efficient manager, versed in case management techniques and litigation support technology. Just as Dhulia mentioned about the AI and its disruptive abilities, every technology has the ability to disrupt. These are opportunities if we don't embrace and master. Ultimately, these are tools. We should not regard them with such reverence that they become our masters. If we master these tools, they can serve us. If they serve us, we serve our goals and the community better. One of the things that I love being a judge is that I'm constantly learning. And I'm grateful for that. Each new case that pertains to a previously unfamiliar area of human activity forces me to take a crash course in the relevant learning. And I am sure this idea resonates with all of you. I hope that these 2 days will be interesting and enlightening and allow you all opportunities to reflect, share experiences, learn new skills, and reflect on new ideas of our joint endeavor and responsibility to deliver fair and impartial justice to the people we serve. Thank you. Jai Hind.
My Lord, thank you so much. Your address was not just informative but also thought-provoking. With knowledge vast and hearts of kind, with your valuable insights, we all will definitely shine. And with these lines, would like to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge Supreme Court of India, for his insightful address. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant.
Honorable Governor, State of Uttarakhand, my esteemed colleagues from the Supreme Court of India, learned Attorney General of India, Honorable the Chief Justices of Uttarakhand, Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh and Himachal Pradesh High Court, President of the National Consumer Dispute Resolution Commission and former Director of the National Judicial Academy, Justice Paul, the present Director of the National Judicial Academy, my brother and sister judges from different high courts, learned Additional Solicitor General of India, learned Advocate General for the State of Uttarakhand, members of the District Judiciary who are here to participate in this conference, members of the bar, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am thankful to the National Judicial Academy and the host State Judicial Academy for inviting me and to share my brief views in this inaugural event and of course in one of the technical sessions in the later part of the day. I understand that this conference has two components. One is the introspection of what contemporary judicial developments have taken place so far and what is the distance left for which the judiciary has yet to cover and reach to a long mileage. And the other part is the advancement of technology and how can we have the optimum use of this technology for rendering justice to the common man. When we look into the judicial journey of the system we have envisaged under the Constitution, I think we can have a very satisfying feel with regard to the achievement by the Indian judiciary, particularly in the field of social justice. In the context of the rights of the women, the Supreme Court has liberated the concept giving right to the daughters in the self-acquired property of her father. The infamous and two-finger test has been banned. The right of the unmarried woman to undergo a safe abortion has been judicially recognized. I recollect in 2009, when I first time delivered a judgment recognizing this right of a young girl, an inmate in the Nari Niketan at Chandigarh. The Supreme Court upset my judgment and I was really wondering that what went wrong. Roe versus Wade at that time was holding the field in US and that judgment was influencing the judiciary across the jurisdictions. But thankfully when the American Supreme Court reversed that decision, later in Johnson, and so did our Supreme Court, and we acknowledged, restored and recognized the right of unmarried women for abortion even beyond the statutory period of as prescribed under the Act. We have also recognized the rights of the victims, right from the stage the trial begins or the criminal justice process is commenced up to the conclusion of the trial. There are various other significant achievements by the Indian judiciary, whether it comes to recognizing the right to privacy as a part of the fundamental right and various other concepts. With the advancement of the technology also, we have successfully dealt with the issues. New innovations like artificial intelligence, blockchain, machine learning, increase in computing power, virtual and augmented reality are definitely bringing a change in our sector. With this, obviously, there are certain apprehensions which my brother Justice Sudhanshu Dulia also expressed, and as partly endorsed by brother Justice Ravinder Bhatt. I have been advocating that we must encash and utilize the advancement of the technology for expediting the justice system, but there is one stage that where we must stop ourselves, and that stage comes when in entire justice delivery system we reach at the stage of the decision making process. That is the place where the human mind and human heart must evolve together to come to a just stage where we can stop use of artificial intelligence. Must also appreciate that it's not the Supreme Court alone, but the High Courts have also taken initiative, like the process of testing contemporary technologies known as contract tracking apps and facial recognition technology on the touchstone of privacy rights. Not only this, even the other judicial forms like other tribunals, whether the Indian Copyright Office, the Competition Commission of India, and TI have also taken certain initiatives. What may be the outcome of the US for them, but the fact remains that the Indian justice delivery system has accepted the challenge posed by the technology, and we are quite sure that in due course of time we will be able to move it in the right direction and utilize the technology for the advancement of justice to be delivered to the last man in the street. I hope all these issues will be threadbare discussed in the 5 sessions to be undertaken in 2 days, and all the participants and the resource persons will contribute a lot in arriving at firm conclusions. I must congratulate the National Judicial Academy and the host State Judicial Academy for initiating, organizing, and planning this program, for which heartiest congratulations to all of them. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord, for your eloquent and informative address. It has added a great value to our gathering. In the world of intellect, you all proudly stand. We welcome you to the divine Devabhumi's land. And on this note, would like to invite Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Judge Supreme Court of India, for his benevolent address. A huge round of applause for Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjeev Khanna.
Respected Governor, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, brother judges, Mr. Justice Suryakan, Mr. Justice Ravinder Bhatt, Mr. Justice Sudhanshu Dulia, Mr. Justice Sanjay Karol, and Mr. Justice Manoj Mishra, Mr. Justice Vipin Sanghi, Mr. Sujoy Paul, Mr. Sharad Kumar Sharma, other judges from different, Chief Justices and judges from different courts, lawyers and other dignitaries. Good morning and namaste. Coming to the hills of Uttarakhand with the scenic lakes and beautifully complemented lush green landscape is a sight for the sore eyes and a treat to the fatigued mind. That as the tagline goes, Uttarakhand, you're simply heaven. Last one day has shown us the walk around the lake boat ride, etc. have been mesmerizing. When I became a judge in 2005, I had interacted with some of my elders, and they asked me what is the difference between a judge and an advocate. My answer was simple. As lawyers and advocates, we are argumentative. As judges, we are decisive. His response was, that is what we do every day, right from selecting clothes to the food we eat. My response to that was, these are very simple issues. We decide far more complex issues. And we decide for third parties. His response was, we do it every day. We decide for our children, we decide for our relatives, and we decide difficult situations like whom to get married to and what not. I gave up. I said, I'm not a good lawyer, but he's not a good judge. As judges, we perform a constitutional duty and obligation, which is edificed on impartiality and public trust. This public trust is what gives us our credibility and acceptance in the society. There are two aspects which we must recognize when it comes to independence of judiciary. The first aspect is independence of judiciary as an institution. The second aspect is independence as individual judges. We often look at the first part and we ignore the second part. There is an interconnect between the two, which obviously happens day in, day out, because we cannot have an independent institution without independent judges, and so on and so forth. What do you mean by independent judges? Does it mean that we decide the way we like? Do we have the same power of choice as the legislature, which consists of elected representatives? Answer has to be obviously no. We cannot and do not have the same choice as it is available to the elected representatives. And this does not flow from judicial pronouncements as such. This flows from the constitution we have enacted, which ensures there is some amount of flexibility when the judges decide, yet we do not take over the legislative and executive functions. How does it happen in actual terms? In actual terms, it happens through the doctrine of precedence. That is the case law which is established. It happens through the doctrines like power of judicial review, Wensbury principle, manifest arbitrariness, and so forth. Then we also have a system of hierarchy of courts, the appellate system, wherein our checks are reversed, judgments which are wrong are reversed. We also have a system of constitution of larger benches to review the earlier. Why I refer to all this was, conferences like this are important in the context of understanding and evaluating the role of judiciary and individual judges. We in these assemblies discuss, as it is discussed in the legislative assemblies, the current day problems and issues, with obviously one difference. The difference is we do not vote. We imbibe and incorporate within our mind what are the different mindsets, what are the different perceptions about different issues. Just like it was pointed out that artificial intelligence makes us worried, somebody else said, no, it's an opportunity. We have always faced these opportunities, how to use it as a tool within our judicial working, but not to allow it to take over our decision and judgment process completely, so that we become redundant, because decision making is always individualistic, dependent upon not the judge, but the facts and circumstances of the case. We have also referred to the new type of issues which have arisen now, be it in form of cybercrime, environment protection, human-animal conflict. These conferences help us understand different nuances of these issues and how to deal with this problem. If one goes to the topics which we have selected, the 5 which we have selected, the first topic deals with constitutional morality and contemporary judicial trends. This session will delve into the areas of judicial reach, shedding light on evolving landscapes of judicial values. The Attorney General had referred to several of them. It will be interesting to hear out what views are expressed. Then we have the second topic is elements of judicial behavior, addressing ethical dilemmas, judicial independence, imperative of objectivity in judicial making, eliminate biases, stereotypes, and prejudices. The third aspect is tools for crafting a clear and concise judgment. Let me say, all judgments have to be reasoned. And this is another check which is there on the judiciary. A legislation need not be reasoned. An executive policy decision, though on paper, is reasoned, but when it comes to judicial scrutiny, we don't go behind the wisdom. The choice is available with the legislature and the executive. Our judgments have to be reasoned. They have to be explaining the reasons why we have decided a particular matter. The next two really deal with the tools which the judiciary has. That is overview of the e-courts project and emerging technology for effective judicial governance. These are tools which the judges employ to be able to effectively and appropriately deals with the judicial decision making. I'm really grateful to the state of Uttarakhand for the hospitality. They have brought us, all of us together. So many judges were present yesterday evening. Today again the gathering is, we're looking forward to the discussions which will take place. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord, for your amazing address, which was not just informative but an enlightening one as well. Before I move on and call upon our honorable chief guest, would like to express, with teachings profound and preaching so wise, you light up our path, reaching the skies. A voice that resonates with words that ring the bell. Your speeches inspire, and in them we dwell. Let us all join hands together for the honorable chief guest for his inspiring address, please.
Jai Hind. I'll once again say Jai Hind. I'm exceedingly happy, and it's a matter of distinct honor for me that I am amongst the honorable Chief Justices and honorable Mr. Justices in this gathering. ऐसा लग रहा है कि ये जो क्षण है ये प्रभु ने खुद बनाया है, जिसके अंदर में एक त्रिशूल के रूप में 3 चीफ जस्टिसेस यहां पर हैं। दशरथ जी के रामायण जी की कथा में 4 जो दशरथ जी के पुत्र थे, उनके रूप में 4 सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस हैं, और एक जो सेंट्रल बात है वो अटॉर्नी जनरल जी हैं। तो मुझे ये पूरा ही परिवार एक अलग ही ऐसा लग रहा है कि इट इज फॉर ए डिवाइन पर्पस हियर टुडे। और सबसे खुशी है कि प्रभु ने ना जाने नाम कैसे बनाए हैं, लेकिन उजाला और जो आपने डिफाइन किया कि इट इज अ एरेना ऑफ मोर लाइट्स, मोर रियलाइजेशन, मोर डिसीजंस, और अगले 2 दिन के लिए जो हम यहां पर इकट्ठा हुए हैं, एक मंथन, एक चिंतन, और जहां भी मंथन और चिंतन होता है वहां पर अवश्य ही अमृत निकल के आता है। आज मुझे एक बात की बहुत खुशी है कि सबने अपना अपना पर्सपेक्टिव बोला है। एक ही इशू, एक ही रास्ता, लेकिन उसको देखने के अलग अलग तरीके। आज सच कहूं तो we all are looking at the arena of artificial intelligence. How to use it? मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि पूरे संसार में अगर सबसे बड़ा कंपटीशन आज है, whether it is with the China, Europe, US, anybody, then it is how do we use this artificial intelligence? आज 4 रूप में इसके पर्सपेक्टिव को देखा है. पहले अटॉर्नी जनरल जी ने कहा कि प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, उसके बाद में ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस सुधांशु जी ने कहा डेंजर्स ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. उसके बाद में सूर्यकांत जी ने कहा हार्ट, माइंड एंड नीड टू लुक एट द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस फ्रॉम दैट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. और ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस संजीव जी ने कहा कि ये एक अवसर है, एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है, एक ही विषय और 5 रूप. और मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई कि ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस भट्ट जी ने कहा कि लाइफ इज ऑल अबाउट कॉन्स्टेंट लर्निंग. लर्निंग इज कंटिन्यूम. मैं कभी कभी ऐसे सोचता हूं कि मेरा धर्म सिख है, मतलब हर वक्त सीखते रहना. एंड बहुत अच्छा लगा जो भट्ट जी ने इतने सुंदर तरीके से कहा कि वी ऑल आर हियर टू लर्न. तो मैं उसी ही न्याय के अंदर में मैं ऐसा सोचता हूं, आई ऑल्सो मस्ट गिव माई पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. मुझको ऐसा लगता है कि डिजिटैलिटी इज इक्वल टू डिविनिटी. जिस प्रकार से हम अपनी आंखें बंद करते हैं, हाथ जोड़ते हैं एंड वी गेट कनेक्टेड टू द गॉड, उसी प्रकार अपने लैपटॉप पर, अपने आईपैड के ऊपर में वी प्रेस एंटर एंड वी एंजॉय द इंटरनेट वर्ल्ड. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये जो कनेक्टिविटी है, इंटरनेट की कनेक्टिविटी इज इक्वल टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी. और मेरा ऐसा सोचना है कि आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट नेचुरल थिंग फॉर एवरी इंडियन, क्योंकि कंप्यूटर की भाषा और डिजिटैलिटी, कंप्यूटर और संस्कृत की भाषा बिल्कुल सेम है. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो हमारे इंडियंस के डीएनए हैं, जो सोच विचार का जो स्रोत है, दैट असिस्ट अस नेचुरली टू वॉक इनटू द एरिया ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. आज बहुत सुंदर 4 शब्दों के ऊपर में पूरा मंथन है. और इस मंथन के अंदर में जब मैं देखता हूं कि वो 4 शब्द, यानी कि आज का जो जुडिशियल, जस्टिस, डेवलपमेंट, स्ट्रेंथनिंग थ्रू द रूट ऑफ लॉ एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, ये बहुत ही सुंदर सोच विचार है. एंड आई एम डेफिनेट अबाउट इट. द रिकमेंडेशन, सजेशन, डिडक्शंस which are going to come out of today or next 2 days. पहले जमाने में कहते थे कि अगर आपको टीबी है तो पहाड़ों में जाओ, और पहाड़ों में जाने के उस चॉइस में, उस विकल्प में कहते थे कि बवाली जाओ, क्योंकि यहाँ के जो पाइन हैं वो एनवायरमेंट को शुद्ध करते हैं और दे गिव यू अ डिफरेंट एनवायरमेंट. आई ऑल्सो फील दिस इज द एनवायरमेंट where the thinking process, where the introspection, where the inner speaking takes a high pitch out of view. मुझे आज सचमुच बहुत गहराई से आज बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि मैं इस परिवार के अंदर में. पहली बात, my wife has also, she's done LLB from Ayodhya, late 70s. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि I am married to the law. Second, I had been Adjutant General of Indian Army, where I had Judge Advocate General branch with me. It was a matter of a great learning then. और तीसरा, एक मैंने खुद के लिए अपनी एक बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस बनाई थी जब मैं कोर कमांडर था श्रीनगर में. तो मैंने अपनी जैग डिपार्टमेंट में कहा कि हर हफ्ते, हर सैटरडे को मेरे को 3 पेज they will put up, and these 3 pages will be on jurisprudence. और मुझे इतना सुंदर लगता था कि ये वर्ड जब प्रूडेंस, जब जूरिस के साथ में संगत करता है, तो देन द लॉजिक, रीजनिंग, हार्ट, माइंड really comes out. Then the deeper essence of being human really comes out when you touch the poised topic of jurisprudence. आखिर में ऐसा लगता है कि किसके लिए कर रहे हैं हम सब? जुडिशरी, जस्टिस किसके लिए कर रहे हैं? व्हाट इज द सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी? आज बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से संजीव जी ने कहा कि मैं उनकी जो इंट्रोस्पेक्शन के अंदर में उन्होंने कहा कि जज और एडवोकेट में बारे में बात की. मैं जब एक पंजाबी इनोसेंस से इन सब शब्दों को देखता हूं, जब ये वर्ड को देखता हूं जज, तो मुझको सिर्फ यू नजर आता है उसके अंदर कि आपके लिए मैं जज हूं. आई लुक एट द सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी इन द वर्ड जज. और जब मैं वर्ड जस्टिस में देखता हूं तो मुझको बाकी कुछ नजर नहीं आता है. मेरे को यूएस की, हमारे लिए, अस के लिए. और जब मैं कोर्ट को देखता हूं तो मुझे सी और टी नजर नहीं आता है. मेरे को सिर्फ ओ यू आर, हमारा परिवार. कोर्ट मेरा परिवार है. जस्टिस के अंदर भी जब मैं और गहराई से देखता हूं तो बिल्कुल जो जस्ट होगा ना, बिल्कुल जो ठीक होगा, वो जस्टिस अवश्य ही करे, ऐसा लगता है. लेकिन मैं कंफ्यूज हो जाता हूं कि पुलिस में भी आइस है और जस्टिस में भी आइस है. ये आइस क्यों रखा है? बट I am deeply proud of our judges, our judiciary, and जिस श्रद्धा से आप कार्य करते हैं. मैं बहुत खुश हूं कि प्रभु वाहेगुरु और शिव जी ने यह अवसर दिया है कि मैं आपको तमाम उत्तराखंड की तरफ से I welcome each one of you, and I'm expecting that out of these 2 days that you're going to spend out here, I'm looking forward to what are the suggestions, recommendations, and the new paths that we're going to take. One thing is definite, that transformation, modernization, introspection of what we need to do in the coming time is most important for us. मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि जैसे आपने कहा, डायरेक्टर NJA साहब ने कहा कि 2 days we are going to focus on artificial intelligence and contemporary topics. ये जो वर्ड है ना NJA, मैं तो I spent 3 years in National Defense Academy, मैं तो इस NDA, मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि NGA is the brother of NDA, ऐसा अपनापन सा लग रहा है. I was very happy. I've been to Labasna 4 times. They also are under the process of transformation. They created a new cell of artificial intelligence. They have re-changed their focus of district as the hub, district as the economy hub. And they opened a very beautiful department where they will synthesize law and administration. I'm very happy that you'll be talking on those subjects and challenges. In fact, I'm also looking at it that each one of you has a huge experiences, huge set of learnings, and how do we share our best practices? आज बहुत खुशी है कि पूरा हिमालय, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, हिमाचल, उत्तराखंड, हमारी जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, आप उस प्रॉब्लम को बहुत बारीकी से देख सकते हैं। हमारा जो सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी है, लिटिजेंट्स, हमारी जो प्रॉब्लम चैलेंज है ऑफ पेंडेंसी एंड हाउ टू डील with the subject when the subject is innocent, when subject is not able to express himself in a crafty manner. I think I'm looking forward to those solutions of the society. I'm very happy that the legal luminaries are here, and absolutely वो जो उजाला में जो नई सोच में आप contribute करेंगे, that will be immense. एक बहुत टचिंग बात ऑनरेबल मिस्टर जस्टिस भट्ट साहब ने कहा। उन्होंने कहा पब्लिक कॉन्फिडेंस, उन्होंने कहा ट्रस्ट, उन्होंने कहा सेंसिटिविटी। इतने गहरे शब्द कहे हैं, एंड आई थिंक दीज आर द थ्री सेंट्रलिटीज दैट वी नीड टू वर्क अपॉन। क्योंकि जो भरोसा है ना, कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि न्याय की मूर्ति ने अपनी आंखों के ऊपर में पट्टी क्यों लगाई, पट्टी की जगह ऐनक लगा लेती। लेकिन पट्टी लगाने से ऐसा लगता है कि आत्मा के ऊपर में फोकस है, ऑन द सोल ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम एंड द सोल ऑफ प्रोसेस एंड द सोल ऑफ द जस्टिस एंड द डिसीजन। For me, what I heard today is, I think, a process of learning for me. I'm really looking at how do we utilize technology. कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है, जैसे मैंने कहा कि to me, artificial intelligence is divinity. It is spirituality. Now is opportunity to use this technology to make our problems irrelevant. ये जो वर्ड करप्शन है ना, मुझको कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है इसके अंदर में ही समाया हुआ है रप्ट। हाउ डू वी रप्चर द होल प्रोसेस ऑफ करप्शन। ये जो टेक्नोलॉजी है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, मुझे कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि जो भी करप्ट प्रैक्टिस करता है, जो भी करप्ट है, ही इज वेरी इनसिक्योर फ्रॉम इनसाइड। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि वो हर पल, एवरी मोमेंट, ही इज लिविंग एविडेंसेस एंड एविडेंसेस एंड एविडेंसेस। और सबसे जरूरत ये है कि उन एविडेंसेस के बलबूते के ऊपर में वी टेक द डिसीजन विच इज रिक्वायर्ड एंड मेक दोज करप्ट प्रैक्टिसेस एंड करप्ट पीपल इररिलेवेंट। आई थिंक दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। वो सब झूठ जो इस्तेमाल करते हैं, वो सब एजेंडा बाय स्पिन जो इस्तेमाल करते हैं, आई थिंक टेक्नोलॉजी कैन रियली हेल्प अस इन अचीविंग आवर एम ऑफ जस्टिस एंड इक्वालिटी। सबसे जरूरी होता है ट्रेनिंग, एंड सबसे जरूरी ये है ड्यूरिंग ट्रेनिंग टू हैव द हम्बलनेस, व्हाट वाज स्पोकन हियर, द हम्बलनेस ऑफ लर्निंग। And I'm definite about it that जो आपके सोच विचार इस विषय के ऊपर में है, this will add in a big way into our understanding the whole process. कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है ये जो वर्ड पेंडेंसी है, वो खुद ही बोलता है कि मेरे को एंड करो, पेन एंड ऐसे बोलता है। Pendency is asking you to end that pendency. और एक बात पक्की है कि the speed of decision, I think that is very important. नहीं तो ऐसा लगता है शायद भगवान सो गया है। I would request that let's find out method how to reduce our pendency. I'm so happy when I look at the professional ethics of Honorable Chief Justice Sanghi ji. For him, Saturday, Sunday, for him, night doesn't come in the calculation of ensuring that the justice is done with speed. जोर से मारिए ताली. कभी ऐसा लगता है कि जो हमारी सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी है लिटिजेंट्स, उसके बारे में हम क्या करें. कभी कभी ऐसा भी लगता है कि हमारी एडवोकेसी है. हाउ टू इंप्रूव द प्रोफेशनलिज्म इन एडवोकेसी. इज इट गोइंग टू बी victim of business, money, agendas, bias, favors, or it is going to be in tune with the need of the law and the justice. एक आत्मा से बात करना चाहता हूं. 3 चीजें हैं. मैं सदा शिव जी के त्रिशूल से प्रभावित होकर आपसे 3 रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूं. पहला, कि क्या हम हिंदी को जुडिशरी की लैंग्वेज में वो स्थान दे सकते हैं जो चाहिए. अगर ताली मारनी है तो जोर से मारिए. मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, क्योंकि ऐसा लगता है आप जितनी भी अंग्रेजी बोल लो, लेकिन जो हिंदी बोलने के बाद ऐसा महसूस होता है कि बात अंदर से आ रही है. वो एक बात हिंदी की बिल्कुल अलग है. आई जस्ट वॉन्ट टू शेयर विद यू माई एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑफ लैंग्वेजेस. आई वाज बोर्न इन अमृतसर. मां बोली इज पंजाबी. आई वेंट टू सैनिक स्कूल एंड आई टोल्ड माई सेल्फ, अगर बड़ा मतलब कुछ करना है जिंदगी में तो अंग्रेजी सीखो. बड़ी मेहनत की. बट व्हेन आई रिटायर्ड, my wife did LLB in Hindi from Ayodhya University. So I used to keep telling her throughout life, Rano, Angrezi suni honi chahiye thi saadi. But when I retired, I made it, I dictated to myself कि मेरी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी होनी चाहिए. अगर मेरे को पूरी भारत की आत्मा के साथ जुड़ना है तो हिंदी अवश्य है. और हिंदी में जब हम बात करते हैं तो भारतीय की आत्मा से बात बाहर निकलती है. कभी ऐसा भी लगता है कि अगर गहरा ज्ञान, विद्या, विजडम करनी है तो संस्कृत बहुत जरूरी है. और इन बिटवीन व्हेन आई वाज इन एनडीए, आई लर्न चाइनीज एंड आई वाज डिस्टिंक्शन इन चाइनीज. एंड आई फाउंड दैट इन द होल चॉइसेस ऑफ लैंग्वेज दैट आई हैव बीन थ्रू, आई फील, अगर मैं अपनी वाइफ को बोलता हूं, अगर प्यार दे नाल गल करनी है, अगर किसी ਨੂੰ गाली देनी हैगी तो पंजाबी विच, अगर भारतीयता की बात करनी है. आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट टुडे दिस वर्ड केम आउट ऑफ भारत व्हेन द अटॉर्नी जनरल वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट. एंड कल मेरे को एक रियलाइजेशन हुआ कि जो हमारे अटॉर्नी जनरल साहब हैं, ये बहुत अच्छे कवि हैं. इनकी मैंने कल कविता सुनी और उसके अंदर में जो उन्होंने भारतीयता की बात की, उन्होंने वो गहरी बातें की विच आर लॉ नीड्स टू लुक इनटू इट. उन्होंने एक बहुत सुंदर बात की उसके अंदर में. उन्होंने कहा कि जो हमने कोविड टाइम में सीखा है ऑनलाइन टेक्नोलॉजी, इसको हमको भूलना नहीं है. एंड आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट दैट यू मस्ट शेयर योर पोएम सर विद ईच एंड एवरीवन, बिकॉज जो जज, जस्टिस, जो ऑनरेबल, जो लॉर्डशिप बोलता है ना, एक एक वर्ड का बहुत गहरा मतलब होता है. एंड आई वाज डीपली इम्प्रेस्ड विद दिस पोएम एंड यू मस्ट रीड दिस पोएम टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द रियल लर्निंग्स व्हिच वी हैव डन आफ्टर द कोविड. हाउ शुड वी वॉक टुवर्ड्स द ऑनलाइन? हाउ शुड वी वॉक टुवर्ड्स द टेक्नोलॉजी? How should we walk about the Bharatiyata, this word which he used today, Bharat? I was very deeply impressed going through those details. आज जो भी मैंने अपना स्क्रिप्ट बनाया था मैंने बिल्कुल पढ़ा नहीं है, बट आई मस्ट डू जस्टिस टू द सम पोर्शन ऑफ द स्क्रिप्ट व्हिच आई रेड. I think what has impressed me is this, the whole perspective of the legal aid. What about the marginalized and underprivileged section of the society? Who is going to give legal aid to them? I think this is one point which the legal services and authorities at the various level need to think. एक आपने एक बहुत सुंदर शब्द यूज किया, the last man, अंत्योदय, जो सबसे गरीब है, उसके लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं. आई थिंक दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. हमारे जस्टिस सिस्टम के अंदर में बहुत ही सुंदर लैंडमार्क जजमेंट्स हुए हैं, जैसे केरला का केशवनंद भारती जी का केस, राजस्थान का विशाखा वाला केस, और ऐसा लगता है कि इन सब का फॉर रीचिंग इम्प्लीकेशंस हैं. इनका इम्पैक्ट, इफेक्ट, रिजल्ट ऑन आवर सोच और धारणा, आई थिंक दैट हैज बीन इमेंस. जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म, आई थिंक कोई हमको आकर नहीं बताएगा कि हमारी प्रायोरिटी क्या होनी चाहिए. ये जो एनवायरमेंटल प्रोटेक्शन है, ये जो ह्यूमन राइट वायलेशंस हैं, और जो शब्द में एक बार फिर जो करप्शन है कैंसर की तरह, इसके लिए हमको जुडिशियल एक्टिविज्म किस प्रकार से प्रयोग करना चाहिए, मुझको ऐसा लगता है कि ये चिंतन और मंथन का एक बहुत ही आवश्यक इशू है. Most important is digitization of the courts. I think COVID left a great lesson to each one of us. We always thought that physicality is more important. Physically come and tell me what you're telling. But COVID time में कहा आप आने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप ऑनलाइन और टेक्नोलॉजी से भी बता सकते हैं. And the respect which you are given to this learning is something I think which we got to bring it as a part of our biorhythm. मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि जिस प्रकार से ई फाइलिंग, वर्चुअल कोर्ट, एंड एक बहुत टचिंग बात है, मैं चीफ जस्टिस उत्तराखंड साहब को मुबारकबाद देना चाहता हूं कि जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने लिटिगेंट्स को हाई कोर्ट जजमेंट्स हिंदी में दिए हैं. लेट्स क्लैप फॉर दिस इनिशिएटिव. मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि हिंदी को हमारे डेली वर्क के अंदर में वो जगह मिलनी चाहिए जो प्रभु ने, जो ब्रह्मांड ने हमको अपने भारत में जगह दी है, उसका ये एहसान तो बनता ही है. आई एम ऑल्सो वेरी हैप्पी दैट द ट्रू कॉपी ऑफ जजमेंट ऑर्डर्स ऑफ द हाई कोर्ट एंड डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट जो स्टेप लिया है, इनिशिएटिव लिया है, दिस इज एन एक्सीलेंट इनिशिएटिव. It really saves time and effort. और ये जो मकसद है डिजिटाइज्ड एंड पेपरलेस का, ये जो यूनिफाइड टेक्नोलॉजी प्लेटफॉर्म है, दे फाइंडिंग पार्ट ऑफ द जुडिशरी एंड वन फील्स वेरी थ्रिल्ड ऑन दिस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. बहुत खुशी है जो कोविड हमको सिखाकर गया है. कोविड में हमारा नेशनल रेजिलियंस on the health was absolutely unique, but it has left many lessons with each one of us. और जो कोविड के दौरान, उस सेकेंड वेव के दौरान जिस प्रकार से हमारी जुडिशरी ने वर्चुअली फंक्शन किया, आई थिंक लेट्स क्लैप फॉर द एंटायर जुडिशियल सिस्टम ऑफ इंडिया. आपने किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को बीच में आने नहीं दिया, एंड द जुडिशरी इन दैट डिफिकल्ट चैलेंजिंग टाइम kept functioning and changed the tune to the technology which was required. एक दिल में दर्द सा है, न जाने कैसे मैं उस दर्द को आपके साथ साझा करूं. ऐसा लगता है कि this alarming rate of crime against women, एक तरफ तो हम नारी को, नारी शक्ति, मातृशक्ति, एक तरफ पार्वती जी को, the biggest source of inspiration for dedication, सीता मैया को, हर एक हमारी देवियों को हम पूजते हैं, लेकिन उनकी सेफ्टी और सिक्योरिटी एक पैरामाउंट कंसर्न है. मेरी आपसे प्रार्थना है कि आई थिंक दिस इज वन एरिया वी गॉट टू रियली थिंक अबाउट। इनफैक्ट मेरे को ऐसा लगता है ये जो वर्ड है ना, डेटरेंस, इतना स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए कि जरूरत ना हो इस विषय के ऊपर में कोई गलती करने के लिए। मेरे को कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि हमारे समाज में जो गलती करते हैं, गलती को हम इंग्लिश में एरर कहते हैं, अगर एरर को डेटरेंस और उसी वक्त में डील नहीं किया जाएगा तो अपने आप से वो एरर के पहले एक टी लगा लेता है, टेरर बन जाता है, और ऐसे टेरर फिर बाद में टेररिस्ट का रूप धारण कर लेते हैं। तो जरूरी है कि एरर के स्टेज के अंदर में ही उनका जो डिसीजन डेटरेंस है। और एक बात पक्की है, ये जितने क्रिमिनल हैं, गलत काम करने वाले हैं, अंदर से खोखले हैं। आपका एक शब्द, आपका एक डिसीजन, और मुझे इस बात पर गर्व है कि ऑनरेबल चीफ जस्टिस विपिन जी ने, आपको याद होगा धौला कुआं का वो इंसिडेंट, 5 क्रिमिनल जिन्होंने नॉर्थ ईस्ट की बीपीओ में काम करने वाली उस आत्मा के ऊपर, उस स्त्री के ऊपर में, उस नारी महिला के ऊपर में जो जरूरत की थी, उसका जो हार्ड ऑर्डर डिसीजन। लेट्स क्लैप फॉर चीफ जस्टिस उत्तराखंड फॉर दैट डिसीजन। मैं चाहूंगा कि ईच वन ऑफ अस should leave that indelible mark on the whole lane of decisions that we do. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है this incidents of rape, domestic violence, gender based violence, ये this haunts the society, हमारे परिवार को, हमारे समाज को। और आपके पास में ये जो शिव जी का दिया हुआ त्रिशूल है ना, डिसीजन, डेटरेंस, ये बहुत तगड़ा है। अच्छा नहीं लगता है जब हमारी नारी, हमारी महिला, हमारी बहनें, हमारी बेटियां, दे लिव इन फियर एंड ट्रॉमा। शर्म आती है। एज भारतीय, एज ए लीडर, I think we got to take strong action on these things. और एक बहुत सुंदर बात है, फंडामेंटली जुडिशरी इज द बेडरॉक ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी। जब मैंने उत्तराखंड के गवर्नर की ओथ ली थी तो अपने आप से मुझे ऐसा प्रतीत हुआ कि शिव जी का त्रिशूल मुझको 3 चीजें कह रहा। पहला, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, टू अपहोल्ड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। सेकेंड वॉज किस प्रकार से डेमोक्रेसी की प्रणाली को स्ट्रांग बनाया जाए। और तीसरा, डिग्निटी ऑफ द गवर्नरशिप, जो गरिमा है गवर्नर की। उसी प्रकार मैं उस त्रिशूल को जब जुडिशरी की तरफ देखता हूं तो पहला आता है कि जुडिशरी इज द बेडरॉक ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी। दूसरा आता है, इट इज द प्रोटेक्टर ऑफ आवर राइट। और तीसरा, इट इज द आर्बिटर ऑफ जस्टिस। मेरे को तो ये तीनों सेंटेंस एक त्रिशूल के रूप में दिखाई। आई फाइंड डिविनिटी इन दिस 3 पर्सपेक्टिव्स। प्रभु से, वाहिगुरु से, शिव जी से ये प्रार्थना है, अर्चना है, अरदास है कि लेट अस एनविजन इन इंडिया वेयर एवरी पर्सन कैन लिव विदाउट फियर, वेयर जस्टिस इज स्विफ्ट, and where principles of equality and justice are upheld in every corner of our land. आज सचमुच आत्मा के स्तर पर आनंद आया, क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जो उजाला, जो मंथन और चिंतन के बाद में अमृत यहां से उत्पन्न होगा, वो अपने आप में हम सब के सोच विचार और धारणा को एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, एक मॉडर्नाइजेशन और एक अगले ही कदम पर लेके जाए. टुडे I'm exceedingly happy that I had the proud privilege of listening to the legal luminaries. और आज उन 7 ऋषियों के साथ में बैठने का मौका मिला. And each one of them is to me, a source of inspiration, source of motivation. आखिर में मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि जो प्रभु ने हमको टेक्नोलॉजी, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का अवसर प्रदान किया है, इसको हम किस प्रकार अपने ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, मॉडर्नाइजेशन एंड एवोल्यूशन, गोइंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप इन द परस्यूट ऑफ एक्सीलेंस, उसमें इस्तेमाल करें. कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है कि एज ए इंडियन, ऑल ऑफ अस हु आर मोर देन 50 years, ऐसा लगता है कि मेरी उंगलियों के ये पॉड हैं बहुत मोटे हैं, 2 बटन दब जाएंगे, या मेरी आंखें इज नॉट यूज टू डेस्कटॉप प्रूफिंग. लेकिन मैं आपको एक चीज बताता हूं कि ये जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस और टेक्नोलॉजी है, सच्चे रूप से इट बिलोंग्स टू एवरी इंडियन. एंड आई एम डेफिनेट अबाउट इट कि हमारी जुडिशरी इतनी स्ट्रांग है कि आपके बलबूते के ऊपर में भारत को विश्व गुरु होने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता है. जोर से मारिए ताली. और आपके बलबूते पर मैं कह सकता हूं कि भारत का जो मार्ग है विकसित राष्ट्र के लिए, भारत का जो मार्ग है 2047 के लिए. लेट मी शेयर माय लास्ट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ लाइफ. It was 1990. I was posted in Iran. I was in Tehran. It was a United Nations mission, Iran-Iraq Observer Group. I was in one of the sector headquarters, and we were 10 Indian Army officers posted there. So, जो मेरा boss था, he was a Swedish brigadier. So one evening he told me, I was his senior operation officer. So he told me one evening while having a cup of tea, he says, Major Gurmeet, I've seen 10 officers of your army, and I've seen them very closely, very intimately. He says, I wonder, जो मैं बात कर रहा हूं 1990 की है. He says, I wonder, based on what I've seen in this 10 gentlemen from India, why India is not a superpower. तो मेरे को तो ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ही, इट्स वेरी टचिंग टू हियर. कोई गोरा, कोई स्वीडिश, कोई ब्रिगेडियर साहब, उस वक्त मैं मेजर था, टू शेयर दिस थॉट विद मी. सो आई टोल्ड हिम, आई सेड सर, आई एम वेरी हम्बल्ड that you asked me such a touching question, but I don't know how to answer it. I don't know how to answer it because it is in 1990. I said it is just 43 years since our independence. I said, you wait for us to be 75 years. You wait us to be 100 years after the independence, and we will be there. And ये जो मैं सेंटेंस बोल रहा हूं that भारत को विश्व गुरु होने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता है, ये मैं इसी बलबूते पे बोल रहा हूं बिकॉज हमारा परिवार इतना स्ट्रांग है. जय हिंद. थैंक यू. प्रणाम.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे आज के कार्यक्रम के माननीय मुख्य अतिथि महोदय, माननीय महामहिम राज्यपाल उत्तराखंड लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल गुरमीत सिंह जी, आपके उत्कृष्ट आशीर्वचन हेतु एक बार जोरदार तालियां पुनः हमारे माननीय मुख्य अतिथि महोदय के लिए। Now, before we conclude this remarkable inaugural session, we have the privilege of hearing the words of gratitude and appreciation from a distinguished personality whose contribution to this conference is no less. And here I would like to express, in your vision and your conduct, we find a commitment to justice unwavering and kind. As we eagerly await your words today, may your message of gratitude light our way. Thus, in order to express vote of thanks, let us all join hands together for Honorable Mr. Justice Sharat Kumar Sharma, Judge in Charge, Uttarakhand Judicial and Legal Academy, for his valuable vote of thanks, please.
सर्वप्रथम आप सबको मेरा प्रणाम। मैंने अपना संबोधन का जो भाषा लिखी थी वो शायद इंग्लिश थी, लेकिन उसको मैं परिवर्तित कर रहा हूँ। अपने सम्मानीय राज्यपाल महोदय जी की वजह से इस प्रांगण में उपस्थित सब लोगों को मैं अंतर्हृदय से धन्यवाद व्यक्त करना चाहता हूँ कि आप लोगों ने हम लोगों का यहाँ पर अपनी उपस्थिति दे करके हमको गौरवान्वित किया। और खासकर जो हमारे सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के न्यायाधीश गण लोग थे, आप विश्वास करिए कि हम लोग जब सुबह उठते थे तो हमारी जो टीम थी, जो रजिस्ट्री की टीम थी, जो हमारे उजाला की टीम थी, हम लोग हर सुबह ये देखते थे कि किस सम्मानीय जज का प्रोग्राम कंफर्म हो रहा है, क्योंकि वो हमेशा एक असमंजस में रहे थे कि हम लोग किस तरह से इस पूरे प्रोग्राम का समन्वय स्थापित कर सकें। हमारे बीच हमारे अल्मा मेटर चीफ जस्टिस विपिन सांघी जी, मैं आपका धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूं कि जो आपने हमें मार्गदर्शन दिया और समय समय पे हम लोगों की छोटी छोटी समस्याओं को आपने सुलझाया। मैं उसके लिए आपका धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूं। और इसके अलावा दो व्यक्ति ऐसे हैं जिनको कि जो मेरे इस पूरे प्रोग्राम की धुरी रहे हैं और जिनकी वजह से आज मैं यहाँ पर आपके सामने खड़ा हूँ, और मैं अपेक्षा करूँगा कि आप लोग उनको स्वागत करिए। जिन्होंने इस पूरे प्रोग्राम का पौधा रोपा था वो जस्टिस AP शाही साहब, जिन्होंने कि हमें प्रोत्साहित किया कि इस प्रोग्राम को आप ऑर्गेनाइज करिए। और उससे ज़्यादा मैं सम्मान व्यक्त करूंगा अपने अटॉर्नी जनरल साहब का, जिन्होंने कि मेरा न्योता जो है उसको स्वीकार किया और हम लोग के समक्ष उपस्थित हुए। यहाँ पर इस प्रांगण में उपस्थित हमारे जो वरिष्ठ न्यायाधीशगण हैं, जिनसे हम लोगों ने अपने बचपन से सीखा है, सब मेरे सामने हैं। उनको मैं श्रद्धा से नमन करता हूँ सर कि आप लोगों ने इतना वक्त निकाला कि हम लोग के समक्ष आप उपस्थित हुए। इसके अलावा जो हम आप लोगों से एक अपना भावना शेयर करना चाहूंगा, जो कि शायद कभी भी ना कर पाऊं। मैं सबसे ज्यादा धन्यवाद व्यक्त करूंगा जो हमारी रजिस्ट्री और उजाला के रजिस्ट्री के लोग थे, जिन्होंने दिन रात एक साथ इकट्ठा करके इस प्रोग्राम को सफल बनाया। मैं उनके लिए आप सब लोगों से निवेदन करूंगा, कृपया ताली दे करके उनका सम्मान करिए। माननीय राज्यपाल महोदय, मैं आपको माननीय उच्च न्यायालय की तरफ से, उजाला की तरफ से और अपनी तरफ से और हमारे पेट्रन इन चीफ की तरफ से धन्यवाद व्यक्त करता हूं कि आपने हमारा निमंत्रण स्वीकार किया और यहाँ हम लोग के समक्ष उपस्थित हुए। इसी तरह जितने भी सम्मानीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के न्यायाधीश हैं, मैं उनको भी प्रणाम करता हूं कि उन्होंने हमारा निमंत्रण स्वीकार किया। और यहाँ पर जितने हमारे भ्रातागण हैं जो हमारे साथ उच्च न्यायालय में, उनकी उपस्थिति भी गौरवान्वित करती है हम लोगों को। और बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं जो यहाँ पर बाकी उच्च न्यायालय से आए हैं, जो मेरे पुराने मित्र रहे हैं। उन सबको मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ कि आप लोग यहाँ उपस्थित हुए और हम लोगों का सम्मान बढ़ाया। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ आप सब लोगों को मैं प्रणाम करता हूं। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Thank you so much, Honorable Mr. Justice Sharat Kumar Sharma ji. And thank you, Honorable dignitaries, for your dedication to justice and for gracing our event with your benign presence. Now is the time for all of us to kindly rise for the national anthem, please. Thank you so much once again. And just as our dignitaries have illuminated the inaugural session with their presence, we would like to commemorate this occasion with a group photograph that will forever symbolize our shared experience. May I kindly request at the onset honorable dignitaries on dais to kindly proceed for the group photograph outside the admin block, please. A huge round of applause once again for our honorable dignitaries on dais. Followed by the honorable dignitaries on dais for the group photograph. I would request all of you as well to kindly follow. Thank you. I would also like to apprise you all that after this group photograph, it is followed by the high tea and then the technical sessions will begin. So hope to see you all soon. Thank you.